Hello one and all, and welcome back to the long-awaited Space World video. Did I promise this months ago? Yes. Is this going to be a full action-packed video? No. But it's a start, and that's what matters. If you notice there's no game volume, that's because I was actually watching Hell's Kitchen, and accidentally recorded that audio as well, which would be very off-putting and probably get me some sort of copyright strike. So sadly, it's just my voice and the ambient music. Also, this game allows me to reload. This is not in commitment mode, but if that is something you would like to see, let me know. Sadly, at this point in time, I really like reloading things, because I make a lot of very bad life choices. This colony is also using the Odyssey DLC, as well as all the other ones, and the space scenario. Although, if you watch very closely, you'll actually see me forget what I was going for and pick Crash Landed, because that's just what I always go for, before realising and going back and fixing it. Now, I am also using mods. My previous runs were unmodded because I didn't know how to use them, but now I do, and now I can't stop. For colonist selection, this is just me clicking the randomise button, waiting for the perfect colonist. I'm never sure what stats to prioritise, so I always want a good socialist, socialiser, person for leadership and trades. And then I want a constructor, someone with good aim. Lastly, I want a good cook so they don't all get food poisoning. We end up with Izamu Ray, my social medic miner, with the downside of no firefighting or cooking. We have Ivo Morales, who is the hunter, medic, constructor, intellectual, and lastly Sheethorn Quack, who has been a space marine. Woohoo, go Warhammer! But more importantly, they're a good chef. I won't lie, looking back at these stats, they aren't as good as I remember, but still we continue. We've committed now. So in the interest of time, all footage has been sped up. It's not a mod or anything, it's just done in editing to keep it short. I don't know how to keep people's attention for long unless I had like a little Subway Surfer video on the side, but come on gang, we're better than that. Moving swiftly on, this is the scenario. You screwed up and now the mech hive wants you dead. Its terrifying murder machines will arrive soon. Gather the valuable gravlite panels and use your grav ship to flee to a safe location on the planet below. From now on, wherever you go, the mechanoids will eventually find you. To stop them, you must find and defeat the mech hive itself. That's what we'll be going for. Shocking no one, we actually start in space with a tiny spaceship and vac suits, which allow us to walk outside in the no-air environment. I get everyone to scramble to pick up steel, which we will be relying on very heavily, as well as the grav ship panels, which we'll use to expand the ship when we land somewhere safe. We never have a lot of time to do this at the start, as we get a warning that the hive is after us. So we load up and ship out. The smartest person is the pilot, and the better they are, the lower the risk of the problem when landing. And we have the co-pilot and the rest of the crew. At the moment we have Captain Morales at the helm this time, woohoo! And this is the first view of our new lovely planet that we'll be calling home. We don't have unlimited places to land, just this small area, which increases with upgrades and various things you can do to your ship. When picking a place to land, I like somewhere with mountains or rock or resources. Also, as this is really early on, I don't want any of the fancy biomes because I still need to expand the ship and build up resources, all that jazz. As you can see, the ship doesn't actually have any place to eat or sleep, which we need sorting before we go anywhere dangerous. When you land, you can actually pick where you land on the map, so I try to find somewhere near resources, so it's not like a huge walk across half the map to bring it back to storage. Also not near a river. I learned my lesson about flooding. Sadly, upon landing we have a little malfunction and have to repair some components before we can leave again. I immediately changed their work priorities and I have no idea if what I'm doing is right, but I've always done it this way, so if it's wrong, nuts. I set a grow zone for potatoes as well as start expanding the ship. Now it may look terrible and as though I'm trying to expand bit by bit, that's because I am. I have no idea when the mech cluster will find us, and when it does we need to be ready to leave. Anything we leave on the map gets destroyed when we leave, so I like to build bit by bit and slowly expand, so we can just leave at a moment's notice. And like I said, my main priorities are sleeping space and food. So I set people to mining, hunting, gathering, building, the usual. And things are chill for a bit, so I'm going to use the magic of really bad editing to warp us to the future. And boom, here we are. Picking a new name for the ship. I am a creature of habit, so I call most things Golden Rose. In Sea of Thieves, I had a ship called the Golden Rose, and one called the Natural 20, which I thought was pretty cool. But then again, I am a big D&D nerd, so, swings and roundabouts. Nothing much happens again, so we skip ahead again to where some beds are built, and we have a little trader friend make an appearance. Luckily, we have someone with strong social skills to trade. We trade for some survival meals, because as of yet, we still don't have a good source of food. Skipping ahead again, there's a little animal attack which required a hospital bed, but nothing life-threatening. We also get to name the colony. Sadly, I've no thought out names for this, so let the randomizer do the work, and we end up being the Confederacy of Dineron. And we're going to fast forward to a raid! Oh no! Luckily, the early game raids are just one person, which we can deal with. We send the squad out to teach them that this town isn't big enough for the both of us. And as this is going on, we actually get notice of an ancient stockpile. These are mainly what we're going to be hopping between to get more panels to fix and expand our ship in the early game. We easily win the fight, and this might make me a terrible person because I had no medical or prisoner beds, but I just kind of left them there as we continue to build. Sometimes they heal themselves and get back up and run away. Sadly, this was not the case here. One more little time jump takes us to a ship with a kitchen, bedroom and little recreation area. We get a request from a noble who was ambushed by a man-hunting crow of all things and needs safety. We accept because this sets us up with some noble titles, which helps us with trading and calling down aid and drops a bit later on. As you'll soon see, I misjudged this entirely. Who'd have thought a crow could do this much damage? Eventually the shuttle does arrive, and thus we end this intro episode with the expectation of a novice ceremony in the very near future. What will the future hold for this fledgling colony? Subscribe to find out. Bye bye!